Daddy, daddy, oh, chew cheese and pocket me. Oh, pocket me, pocket me. You dry it in the toilet, it's pocket me. Put it in your pocket and save it for another day. You can have it on a Monday, have it on a Tuesday. Doesn't really matter if you eat it on a Sunday. Oh, it's pocket meat. Oh, it's pocket meat. Try it, please. Pocket me. Pocket me. You can eat it any day of the week. It's pocket meat. Pocket meat. It might cause diarrhea, it's pocket meat. It may cause you to have IBS, but it's pocket meat. It's pocket meat. Also, you can try another thing called shoe cheese. It's shoe cheese. It's shoe cheese. You put it in your shoe. It's shoe cheese. Cheddar, jalapeno, it's spicy, flavor, toenails, oh, shoe cheese. Shoe cheese is my favorite thing. Don't you go stealing it, 'cause if you do, I'll kill you. Like I killed all those people in the stacks. Hey, shoe cheese, it's a wonderful thing, shoe cheese. You can age your cheese in between your toes. You can pick it out and it will taste amazing. Gorgonzola, mozzarella, parmigiano, and cheddar. Don't know any other cheeses, but I know you should try shoe cheese now.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
We should probably go to the Mwangi Expanse.
Do all wizards end up really weird, Feldux?
I am
In
not.
my experience, yes. All of them, without exception.
How? Well, that's just.
Velda, I'm concerned.
Do you know a good place to get a camel round here?
Caragor's tracking her and then looks up and sees it's a baby store and goes,
Do you have any, like, dolls?
Mommy, I'm cold. If you're all quite done, I think we have a quest to be getting on with.
The adventure continues now.
I'm glad we're rolling. I wanted to have a chat, actually, about something that happened to me that you know about, because you did it. The other day, for anyone who's listened to Danger Recall or hasn't listened to Danger Recall, the other day these guys were recording Danger Recall. I was not a part of the Danger Recall, but I got a phone call in the middle of the day while I was minding my own business, and Colin said, "All right, Drum," and I thought I would missed another meeting. Turns out I was live on Danger Recall.
That's correct,
and I finally understood, you know, what it must feel like for a radio station to call you out of the blue and prank you. That's because that's what I thought. It felt like it was happening at that moment. But thanks very much. It was a fun thing that happened. Weirdly, though, when this comes out, like, will that have come out? If it has come out, and who's heard it? Can you work out the exact date from listening to the Danger Wednesday that happens?
That episode of Danger Recall.
That episode of Danger Recall, sorry. Damn. In fact, I think I might have called it Danger Wednesdays when you rang. I said, it's Danger...
It's because it was... I mean, to be fair, we called you on a Wednesday, so, yeah.
Right. Did you feel famous? Did you feel famous, Drum? Did you feel like putting your phone up to the computer and listening to yourself?
I did feel famous. I felt super famous. But I also felt like someone was like Jeremy Beadling me, you know? Like pranking me. Yeah.
If it makes you feel
did I not make it? Is that not good? Is Jeremy Beadle not a good reference for pranking now? Can I not use that?
I don't know.
It's a bit.
Well, you
ask
know.
Ross. But if it makes you feel any better, when we got off the phone to you, we all promptly reminded each other never to call each other when we were doing danger recalls ever again, and we threatened each other with knives to ensure that would never happen.
No,
it was just me. It was just me. Call me.
Scott was like, never ever do that to me.
On the phone. I will put the phone down. I'll find out where you live.
You already know where we live, Ross. Oh, God damn it. Oh, my goodness.
The old Scoss.
We're all back with the old Scoss. We're doing all the hits today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Hey!
We're back.
Magical touch.
Drum, we didn't interrupt an important day, did we?
I was waiting for an electrician to come round, I'll have you know.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
That is exciting.
Yeah, it was very important. I mean, you know, we'd lost power.
That's quite exciting in these. That's quite exciting in these times, though, isn't it? Like waiting for an electrician, someone coming into your house.
I know
you don't know, and you have to be like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's going on?" And make conversation.
Yeah,
and,
you know, and like,
don't do those things. It's weird.
Here's the thing. Here's the lockdown paradox. You know, if like a plumber or an electrician or someone comes down your house, do you offer them a cup of tea? Is that because usually I would, but you know, in these times, should you be, you know, like offering cups of tea? Like, I don't know. It's a paradox.
Yeah, it's like the simultaneous thing of like, I'm glad a service person has come around to my abode and fixing the thing, but are you also a plague bearer? Do I have to? Do I have to kill you? Have you come around to fix things? So I'm 50% overjoyed, and 50% I might have to commit murder and then burn the body.
I had a couple of geezers come round to like do some stuff in my flat a few months ago, and like they came in and they were really nice. I had all the windows open, you know, all that sort of stuff to keep it quite secure, and I stayed 2 meters apart from them. But then right at the end, just as they were leaving, like one of them started talking politics, which is just like, don't get into that with like a, you know, don't get into that with like, you know, They just started going, oh, you know, he's doing all right. And I was like, no, let's not get into that. And then he started going, and I was like, whoa, you know, I was like, you can leave now. I'm not going to come to the door and let you out. And he went, don't worry, it's not Corona. And I went, how do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Yeah, I mean,
how do you know? You have no idea.
Colin, there, the man of the people.
Yeah, well, I mean, I tell you what.
Common touch.
The thing is that exact thought process is what a 4-year-old has. You know, because if we say, "Oh, don't jump off that thing," Willow goes, "I'll be really careful. It'll be all right." And we go, "You don't know that. Yeah. Like it might not. I mean, I know you've done it before and it's been okay, but like you don't know. Like it's possible. Trust me, I'm older than you. That you could." You know, like hurt yourself, and she just will not. She will never believe it. She'll never believe it. And anyway, so that's why 4-year-olds and tradesmen have something in common.
Never employ a geezer or a 4-year-old to come and fix any of your appliances in your house.
Yeah, I'm curious. Was the tradesman 4 years old, Colin?
5, I think. So yeah,
that's all right then. That's all right.
No politics with a 5-year-old.
Look, no child labour happened in my house. Okay, I just want to state that for the records. That is not a thing that happens. He probably didn't have Corona, but hey, how do you know? Just wash your hands, everyone. We talked about this on Danger Recall.
I've got an image of just like this little urchin with a flat cap and his little tool belt being
Dan!
Immigrants, eh? Oh, what are you going to do? All right, see you later.
No, this is not one of your games. This is
yeah, and burn.
I might cut this bit.
Just making some notes there. What's going on?
Kill another one of Colin's characters.
Wait, we devolve into like murdering all of Colin's characters again. How long have we got left in this preamble? Because I wanted to have a rant about something.
Go on, you got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, rant.
Listen, right.
Oh no, we got to move on. No, go on.
Darkness, my old friend. Listen, right. When I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog when I was a kid, right. There was the main antagonist, apart from when Knuckles turned up, and apart from when, you know, Shadow turned up, which I'm still a bit, you know, whatever about. There was the main antagonist who built all the robots and imprisoned all your animal friends inside of big robot machines to try and hurt you, was a man called Dr. Robotnik, who used to be Sonic's friend and helped him train with the supersonic speed bit. Yep. And gave him the shoes and stuff, and then went mad because of eggs. And promptly turned into Dr. Robotnik. That man's original name was Dr. Kinterbor, right? And reversed, he became Dr. Robotnik when he went loopy and insane and started flying around in a big death machine. He's now called Dr. Eggman. Now, I know eggs are his defining personality, and yes, I may be sat in a cubby with 36 egg boxes, count them, Colin, but I find that repulsive. His defining... You might as well call, like, you know, a bad guy Mr. Evil, or Mr. The Thing That Made Me Evil. Right, he had a name, and it was already satisfactory, because he built robots. Like, that was a thing. Robotnik, surely. Dr. Eggman, why?
Where are you getting the Dr. Eggman thing from? Is it from the game or from the film?
From the new games. I actually haven't seen the film.
You haven't seen the film?
But the new games are all like Shadow and Dr. Eggman.
Right.
I think I know about this. I believe in the original Japanese, he was actually called Dr. Eggman in that funny way that sort of obviously Japanese is not quite a direct translation. I think Robotnik was for the Western audiences. Well, I might be wrong on that, but I seem to remember hearing that.
How dare I successfully insult to?
Now they,
I mean, yeah,
and now they've just sort of gone back to people. We'll just call him Eggman.
Did they do a Snickers on us? They did a Snickers on this, didn't they? They basically,
I still
in the
don't
UK,
like Snickers.
Snickers used to be called Marathon, and anyone over sort of 40 goes on about it all the time. You know.
But did you know this, Colin?
Go on.
Snickers Marathon used to be called Snickers. Snickers is the original brand name. Marathon was the brand name used for the UK, which they then changed in line with the rest of the product. So it's always been called Snickers.
Yeah, it was called Snickers everywhere else, but it was called Marathon here. It was never called Snickers here first. It was called Snickers here everywhere else, not here. Do you see what I mean? But it was originally called Marathon here.
Did you know
and they did that because it was cheaper to just mass produce.
Snickers was actually originally called, in its smaller form, when they were road testing it, Snickers Light Jog. Because you have to warm up to a marathon. You can't just go straight before then. Snickers 2K. All right, you have to warm up to a marathon, otherwise you'll hurt your joints. Hello, everyone.
But did you know this?
Snickers.
I want to go couch to Snickers.
Couch Snickers.
It's eating the Snickers that puts you on the couch, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That was a pun
Snickers
on a couch to 5K app. If you do want to get into exercise, you can check that out.
God, does anyone remember what the hell we were doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
We were doing a podcast, aren't we?
Really?
I'll tell you who doesn't remember what we were doing.
What?
Beelzebub.
That's so dark.
Wow, self-burn.
With that.
Self-burn.
Can this be the episode? Can we just release this? Can we just stop now? This is the episode. Say thank you and good night. Let's just that's
the
too
end of
good.
last episode, I was just talking about how dark it was, that we couldn't properly mourn him, and there comes Ross with a crowbar. We're all gonna be like, off we go, Wangy Expanse. Da, 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 da. Oh.
Yeah. Let me just get out my one character sheet now on my path builder that I don't have to keep swapping over
The rest
every
of the
time.
entire TTRPG community nods in solemn agreement, for that is the way that these games are played. Yes.
Especially people on the Discord, they were like, they were like, you've picked such a hard class to do as a second character as well, an alchemist, as well as a fighter. So I'm kind of glad of it, to be fair. Yeah.
Focus on some Fulton action. Get to find out how his story is going to go. Well, shall we find that out? Shall we pick up with the Danger Club? So last week was a ridiculous episode. I absolutely love that. I love that those come in after we have a really serious episode. There is just chaos the next week. So you all went and got breakfast, which was predominantly dried fruit, because the people of Quantium have a very, very awkward diet. So you during the course of this breakfast, you decided that all wizards are evil. You had a very long chat with Sir Reginald von Bartlesby, the Knight of Last Wall, who was trying to build an army to fight the Whispering Tyrant, and for some reason was in Nex rather than anywhere near the Whispering Tyrant. But more power to him. He's getting some travelling in. You made a decision you were going to try and travel to Kibwe in the Mwangi Expanse, and that you were maybe going to try and get some camels or get some passage, something like that, you decided to put Jam Jam's skin on, which Bubba did with a bit of rope on the breakfast table in front of all the other diners, while Shania stormed off and went to Baby Gap, and Fulton snuck off and went to a toy shop, and both came back with tiny clothes for Jam Jam. Fulton gave away the tiny dress that he'd acquired to a passing squirrel, and Shania dressed Jam Jam up in some pretty smart new threads, including a t-shirt saying "I'm with the MILF," presumably Shania being the MILF.
Down straight.
And that is... I almost wanted Shania to come back with a t-shirt saying "I'm the MILF." But
God damn.
You have to get him like... I'm looking forward to all of the well-researched baby products that will be purchased for Jam Jam along the rest of this
Didn't
adventure.
we establish that also ties back to wizards? Because because didn't MILF invent the acid arrow?
Is that a true say?
So we're
Milf's acid arrow, isn't it? And Milf's, well, it's Melf, I think, like MELF, but we can. I should have put that in the episode, shouldn't I?
Just change it.
yeah,
Just change it. I'll have you know my name is Melf. Nah, mate. Nah, you're a Milf, mate. Milf.
let's go get some camels.
Yeah, it's from that famous
that's what
play,
we're going to
Andrew
do.
and Pie,
Camels.
where Stifler's mum melts somebody with an acid spray. Right, let's pick things up as you are now fully dined. You are, I would imagine, very, very, very eager for the toilet after all of that fruit, or you've probably got a couple of hours before that becomes a problem. And you are heading out of Quantium, and we'll pick it up as you're approaching the how can I still not say it? I even looked it up on Wikipedia. I went to the Wikipedia pronunciation guide to try and work this out. Caravanserai.
I was right. Yes. Woo!
I could just imagine Dan practicing a caravan, and then the computer just goes, "No, you are wrong. Caravanserai."
Just looking at all the phonetics on it, and
Caravanserai, just outside of the town. So it's a walled building. Once you get outside of Quantium, it's desert, but it's not like the kind of Sahara desert. It's warm, but it's more... I don't know if you can say more arid than the desert, but don't picture like golden sands. Picture a lot of broken rock, maybe like sort of Mongolia, that kind of thing. It's just desolate once you get out of the city, and there's a few buildings and things. Like obviously every city overspills its walls a little bit, but there aren't too many. Like anyone who's living outside of the city is not doing well. So you make your way along the main road a little way, and you come across the caravanserai at the end, where there are lots of camels and lots of horses all stocked up. And you can see there are a number of looks like a sort of merchant caravan gathered around that seems to be building up, gathering together at the moment. There's all sorts of people milling around and getting ready, and we'll pick you up there. Like how I just fast forwarded you guys out of the city, just to avoid any other NPCs being accosted.
Can I know we did some off-air shopping, but there was one thing I couldn't find in the list. Actually, there's a couple of things, but there's one thing that I wanted to hand over to another player character right now. Garagor would like to, at this point, we start crossing the desolate, sort of barren, sandy bits, to hand over a parasol to Shania, because he's quite conscious of her, sunlight sensitivity thing. Is this something I could have picked up in Quantium along with the rest of my shopping?
Yeah, that's fine. You can pick up a parasol for like 2 silver. It's not
great. I'd have known that. I got the entire Data Club one. Parasol crew, the Parasol pals. I actually really like that idea. Sorry, I'll get off it now. Karagor just goes over and goes, here you go, just to put over your like shoulders and head and whatever, so the sun doesn't get it. I mean, it's not that sunny, but when it gets sunny, then you can just fold that out. It might blow away in the wind, but you've got to just, you'll be alright. There you go.
Well, Shania takes the parasol eyes it suspiciously, looks over at Caragor and says, "So you think that I need this? I need some kind of help from you because I am a woman?"
No, that's why if I'd have thought you needed help, I would have unfolded it for you and held it over you, but I'm just giving it to you as an optional tool. Caragor's well prepared for this line. He's well prepared. So I'm giving you an optional tool, and if you don't need it, I can carry it around. You can use it whenever you like.
Okay, so this is a present then for me, yeah?
Ah, yeah, it's a present, yeah. I should have led with that, shouldn't I? Present.
For me to, because you are caring about the way that I might, because I am from where I come from, and because of the sound that could be so dangerous to me, you brought me this lovely thoughtful gift. Oh, Caragor, thank you so much. She gives him a big hug.
Alright, yeah, whatever. Yeah, just, it's a thing that I saw it and it, looked, I thought it reminded me, but
she grabs his face. No, this is so thoughtful, and I don't, I'm very, thank you so much.
It's alright.
And she looks at him coyly and opens a parasol and looks very pleased with it.
I was all ready to have you make a roll to fortitude save there when you refused the parasol, but that's good. So now you put up the parasol, and it is you're getting used to being on the surface now. It's been it's been a long time you've been up here, but it's very hot up here. It's so it is really nice to have a little bit of shade. There's a little tug on your. Does she not have like a skirt, or she has robes, doesn't she?
Yeah. It's like sort of a hooded cloak and shrouds kind of vibe.
Yeah. So you get a little tug on your vibe.
Yeah.
And you look down and Jam is there.
May I come under the shade as well, please, MILF Mama?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Do you want to climb up on the shoulder or something?
There's a faint sort of sizzling. He's standing in the sun, and you can get a kind of whiff of bacon. And he steps under the shade and just clambers up onto your shoulder and sits there. And goes,
"Oh, so much better."
Bubba's as this is happening, Bubba's sort of walking along behind with Fulton. He sort of like elbows him a little bit and goes, "Here, Fulton, look, they're doing that thing again. They're doing that thing.
Hey.
They're doing that thing
you
when
watch that, it's gonna,
it's
when
like a little...
you become one.
Dan, I got 23.
It's like one of those...
23 on my perception. Can I have heard them do this?
Oh.
yes, you do.
Caragor whips around, just the head whips around, just one eye glaring, in a, that means I see you, like you've just been hunt preyed.
All right. How you doing?
Fulton's got a hat, a boater hat, like that's made of that like wicker stuff, but he's cut a hole in the top to put his mohawk through. So he's just got so that he's protected from the sun. Sorry. I mean, we were just talking about the people in the caravan.
Why are you two being weird? Why are you being so weird?
We're talking about those two people over. There's two people over the road, and we're
what two people? I don't see two people.
We're just talking about
they've
them.
Gone now.
You missed them. They were doing some interesting things, and we noticed.
What kinds of interesting? Should we be asking them something about the mission?
Just
no, it wasn't that interesting.
Just ignore them, babe. They're being pests.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, that's as usual.
Yeah,
I like that the more romantic Shnar and Caragor become, the more Timon and Pumbaa, Bubba and Fulton become.
It's a bit like a soap opera for them.
Yeah.
They're like watching Neighbours at the moment. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What's the...
When I was a young dwarf.
What's the plan, Danger Club?
When I was a young Tengu.
Shania heads up to... can we see any camels for sale around this area?
You can see
Like,
there
is
seems to
there
be a large gathering of there's kind of it's a general bustle of people around, and you kind of, as you approach, you see that most of the focus seems to be around a large knoll, particularly tall and particularly wide knoll, who is sitting on top of a big chair with lots of cushions and a kind of a parasol over the top of it. On the back of with some wheels on the back of it, like a litter kind of thing, but on wheels. And he's sitting around watching while lots of people are loading up camels. Next to him, there are a pair of hyenas on chains, one either side of him, just kind of dozing in the heat by the side of it. And he's kind of barking orders to those people around him, not in a particularly aggressive way. It's just that's how gnolls talk. They always are quite barky.
So Shania heads over to the knoll and says, "Hello, these camels you have for sale, yeah?"
Who approaches Borash, Prince of the Wasteland?
You are a prince. Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Shania, and these are my friends. And we need to purchase some travel things. Camels. Camels, yeah.
You wish passage across the wasteland. The wastelands are very dangerous. It is why only very brave individuals such as Borash, Prince of the Wasteland, can travel them.
Okay.
Well, Danger's our middle name, so...
No, it's our first name, isn't it?
No,
Isn't
no,
Danger
Middle,
our
that is
first
the middle.
name?
No,
Because,
with
Bob was
the-
right.
We've got the...
It's
yeah,
the middle.
Danger.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
It's okay. Yeah, we've talked about this
Hey.
before.
We wrote it down, Fulton,
Yeah.
but you never pick up the notes anymore.
I know. I can't read.
But you've got a new hat, though. I like your new hat.
Thank you.
Oh, don't like it anymore. Don't like it anymore. I want to vomit now. Anyway, Borash, Prince of the Wasteland. An honour to meet you. I am Caragor Onefang, Prince of Nothing. But we do seek passage across the barren and dangerous wasteland.
Danger is all of your middle names, is it?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all have the same... What are you, Mormons, or...?
No, we are a group of...
I don't know, Borash. What's a Mormon?
Yeah, I'd like to
tell
know,
us
to be honest.
extensively what
I
is a
don't know.
Mormon.
It was a very successful musical, but I couldn't get tickets. Even Borash could not.
Me either. Bloody hell.
Well, Borash, it's great. I love to hear about how brave you are, and I do believe you are super brave. But what we need is some camels. We'd like to buy some camels. So could we just, we know that it's going to be a hard journey and whatever. Okay, can you sell us any camels? Just yes or no would be great.
Borash has already purchased all of the camels in this caravanserai, Saru.
Okay.
I don't have Wikipedia.
And can we buy some from you, please?
Perhaps. He strokes his chin and looks at you and says, the wastelands are very dangerous, and Borash has had to purchase many camels to take his goods across them to take all the way to Kibwe. However, perhaps Borash could require some extra caravan guards on this journey.
Caravan guard.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the deal is that we have to travel with you. That's the deal. We can't just get our own camels and go and do our own thing. We have to go with you. That's what
all
you're
right.
saying.
That's all right, Shani. Because you know what Borash needs? He needs a caravan guards.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It's not quite grim optimism. I'm not that happy with it, to be honest.
That didn't quite work, no.
I've got to workshop it. I might refer it to Bubba a few times. He can help me hammer that out. But basically,
I'll do a little workshop with you. I'll do a little bit of training. I'm always available. Do you know what I mean?
thanks, mate. Stop perving on my girlfriend. Yeah, so we will absolutely do that. Yeah, we're real into that.
Borash.
How much are you going to pay us to be your security?
Yeah, how much is it gonna? Yeah.
Borash will pay all of you 500 silver pieces to travel with him to Kibwe.
What? Hold on.
Wait.
500 each?
What's that?
No, for all of you. He will give you 500 silver pieces to travel to Kibwe, and he will give you all of the food and water you require.
We will.
Can we ride a camel?
You can ride. You may ride a. Yes, Borash will, as an added bonus, Borash will not make you walk this whole way. He will let you ride a camel as well.
How about
good.
you give us 500 gold pieces?
What?
That is an. This is. It sounded like you were going to say something.
Well, that was
else.
it.
No,
no.
just how about you give us 500 gold pieces?
I know how these go. This is going to end. This
we will-
negotiation will end with Fulton giving Borash 500 gold pieces.
That's quite a lot of money there, Fulton. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we got to protect him from the evils of the wasteland.
Yeah,
and-
what sort of evils are we talking about, Borash?
Lads, why are we arguing with this? We're about to have to... Listen, side huddle, come over here.
right,
Excuse me, Borash, Prince of the Wasteland. I like his jib, by the way. I'm quite into it. Listen, lads, we were about to have to pay to buy some camels to go across the waste. Now we're getting paid to go across the wasteland. And he's going to give us free food and water. I just bought 3 bloody packs of rations for you lot. 3 weeks. That was 12 silver, that was, according to the Adventurer's Guide. I just forked it out, but now he's going to give us free food. I'm not bitter about it. I'm fine about it. I'm happy
You
about
sound
it.
a bit bitter.
Well,
I mean,
Velda, you're very astute, but actually this isn't my bitter voice. It's not my bitter voice, all right? Anyway, we're going to get paid to go across the wasteland, so it's a good deal.
What's 500 silver pieces into gold?
50, I believe.
That's
So we'll get like 10 gold pieces each.
okay.
It's not bad. I mean, like Caragor says, it could be
good.
very dangerous, and we might have needed to get a guard, and he knows where he's going. And
And if it is really dangerous,
travel.
then we have to have a fight. Then we can then argue that we needed to be paid more
No,
at the end of the
just
journey.
stop extorting people, mate. What is you can extort people when you understand the economy of the entire world.
Hey,
Yes.
let's take 1,000 gold pieces from him.
Okay, let's just go visit the guy, okay? It seems like it's probably a pretty good plan. Okay, hey, Borash?
I've talked to my friends and we have decided to agree on your 501 silver piece. He winks at
You
Caragor.
drive a hard bargain. Borash will pay you your 501 silver pieces.
Yeah, I did it! I did it, Caragor!
How are we going to split 1 silver piece between us?
I think that silver piece is all Fulton's. He can take that, John.
Yeah,
He really earns that one.
I'm going to take it between my knuckles and punch Fulton in the dick with it. All right, come on then. Let's go.
Borash knew that you would accept. Borash can see the future. He narrows his eyes and looks at all of you, and looks at Shania and says, You will try to have sex with Borash. You will.
What?
He says,
What did you just say?
Oh, no.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
It was going so well.
Yeah.
and you will fail.
Caragor, I'm going to get very... can you say something to him before I fucking kick his ass?
I thought you didn't need me to do things for you just a minute ago.
No, I'm trying for you to stop me. Oh, fuck it! I'm just gonna stab him. Okay, and she gets the knife out.
Don't stab him, Shania!
Stab him,
Too
man.
late. He's already said it.
Well, no. She takes the knife. She takes the knife out. The special knife that she got, the +1 knife, the poison knife. She takes it out and she puts it to his neck and says, "Take that back." Okay, and be more respectful to all women in the future. Otherwise, I'm going to slit your throat.
Very well, you will not try to have sex with Borash. Borash cannot help that the ladies love him, but Borash has no time for you. He must focus on his journey.
Shania knees him in the nuts. Really hard. Okay?
He just sort of doubles over and just falls sideways. His two hyenas
Now,
do nothing.
now
to
you've
protect
not...
him. His two hyenas just look at him like this is not the first time this has happened.
It looks like you need more security. You should pay us more money.
Yes, we could have protected you from that.
Borash will...
Whilst he's going on, Velda picks up Shania's parasol, but inevitably she's probably dropped. And she goes, you dropped your parasol, Shania.
Thank you, Velda.
You're welcome.
Jam Jam is just hanging
Don't worry
onto
about
it
it,
like
you
Mary
turd.
Poppins to try and stay underneath it.
Good thing there was no gust of wind. He would just go, "Ah!"
Borash kind of looks at Borash and goes, I will increase your wages to 600 silver if you protect me from her.
601.
Just don't be don't be a dick, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Just don't be a dick. Like,
yes, that was a
do you
dick
know what I'm
move.
saying? Just don't do that.
You're not
Stop
really
being
a
a
prince,
dick.
are you?
Borash is a prince.
No, you're not.
Borash
Very
the
well.
prick.
Just be honest. Just tell us you're not a prince. You're just a guy.
Very well. Borash will offer you 551 silver pieces, and he will sometimes be a prick.
You just said 600, mate. You can't go back
Very
on
well,
that.
600,
I mean, you're
but he
literally
will still be a
right
prick,
now.
and the woman is not allowed to attack me.
Let me sing you a song. 600 gold pieces, silver pieces, and don't be a dick. And then we can ride all home.
Hey.
All right, let's go.
That's beautiful.
Hey.
He nods and says, Borash sees your future as well, Tengu. You will succeed. He smiles and nods, and then sits back in his litter. And a couple of other gnolls come and pick up the struts of it and start pulling it. They gesture over to some camels that are already saddled up and ready. And you are evil, and they kind of kneel down. I feel like I want some nature checks to successfully mount these camels, because I don't think any of you have ever ridden a camel before.
Before that, Dan, I'm going to pick the meanest, biggest one to ride.
The camel looks furiously at you, Fulton.
Oh, those dice never disappoint. Natural one. Okay, now.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right, that is a 28 from Shania.
Can Bubba pick the smiliest one?
Yes, you can.
The one with what he thinks has got the biggest smile.
The one
and
that
a
looks really grateful.
Yeah. And I like to go, oh, how you doing, boy? How you doing, mate? Oh, and grab on his cheeks. I rolled a 19.
Okay, pretty good. How about Karagor and Velda?
I got a 14.
A 14, okay.
Velda goes and looks at the camel and does a little circuit around the camel, looking at its very angles. Okay, and then tries to mount it with a 6.
Nice.
So, Velda, you manage to you swing yourself up kind of onto the camel, and then as it leans forward, because it's kneeling down, as it tries to get up, its head just kind of throws backwards and just hits you in the face, and you kind of tumble backwards, barely hanging onto it, and just kind of flail away as it staggers up. Karagor, you manage it. You manage it well enough. You're good with whatever animal you manage to get onto there. Bubba, you pick the smiliest. It's got like that kind of cartoon smile where it's almost got human teeth. It's got just a big grin on its face, and you give it a good talking to, and it kneels down and just. And you just hop onto the back of it. Shania, literally, you walk to the camel, you just give it an eye, and it instantly knows who's in charge, and it immediately just kneels down, and you're able to just sweep onto the back of it, and it rides off. At which
Like one-handed, parasol in one hand, with a little swish of the robes.
At which point you just hear a yell, and you just see a camel galloping past you with Fulton hanging off the back of it by 1 foot from a string, just being dragged along the floor. And with that, you
Show him who's Buzz Fulton.
You make your way out into the deserts of Nex and start riding off. So it is very hot here out in the sun. It's there's no shade at all once you get outside, except for Shania, who has a parasol, who is sort of doing all right. But you also find you have to be careful with the amount of water you use out here, because it's because you constantly want to drink. But a bit like I did on Danger Recall the other day, where I drank 3 pints of water during a single recording session and then just felt bloated for the rest of the day. It was incredibly foolish. I'm rationing myself today.
Yeah, I mean, you should drink more than that, to be fair.
No,
not at once.
No, not at once.
I think it's the at once that
not
did
a
it.
single
Yeah.
danger recall. That's the danger in the danger recall. You make it more dangerous for yourself.
I mean, 3 hours.
Dan was 90%.
I'll do the maths.
water.
That's what the sloshing sound is on some of those later episodes.
Can Caragor shout back off his camel that he's... I mean, for starters, he's a bit like, God, the hump is, like, literally right there, isn't it? Like, it's right. I'm having to straddle right across that. There's no way of getting around that. That's just... It's adjustments, isn't it? Hey, you lot, in case you get thirsty, come across some kind of water. I've got a water purifier back in Quantium. Alright, so we don't have to go through any clean or fresh water.
Always so prepared.
Vel just looks around at the vast expanse around us of nothing. So
Caragor did say
very
in case
useful.
we come across a body of water, he did preface that he was prepared for Velda's little angst little bits.
I'm just saying. I'll keep my eye out.
Do any of us see any mirages yet?
within the first 10
Within the first 5 minutes.
In the first 10 minutes, Fulton is completely naked as well. Okay. He's just got a hat on. So yeah,
just like every shot, it's just like the hump of the camel is like just obscuring in the way to make it still just about PG.
Everyone, I bought some coconuts back at the back in Quantium, and they're really good. You rub the coconuts on your skin, and it's good for you. Fulton, you should probably use one of these, mate. It's like a natural sun repellent.
I don't need sun repellent.
You're starting to look a bit red, though, mate.
No.
Yep, you are. You're taking fire damage, mate.
Yeah.
No.
It's been 5 minutes. You look really red.
I've had it before, about 100 episodes ago, where I was sunburned as well. I'm used to it now.
Why would you want to be sunburnt, though?
Makes me feel alive.
Bubba's rubbing coconuts into his friendly claws.
Are you actually peeling the coconut, or is it just the coconut? Because I'm not sure that's so good for sunburn.
Sure. Obviously I'm breaking the coconut open.
Just the
all right?
coconut
using the hole that there's three holes.
Have you got a coconut hammer? Have you?
I've broken a coconut open before. Those guys are tough. What are you breaking that coconut open with, Ben?
Friendly talons, mate. Friendly talons. Do you want me to roll for it? I'll roll for it. I'll roll for it right now. What do I roll, Dan?
I think it'd be a strength check to rip open a coconut.
Surely a craft check.
Oh yeah.
Surely.
Surely a craft check, because there's three little bumps in a coconut. The one in the triangular shape, that's the one that you poke. That's the one that you use to break open a coconut. And Bubba knows this. He's going to use his strong, friendly talons in a crafting-like fashion.
Craft check.
There we go. 18.
Okay, so you poke your talon into the little hole. The coconut goes, "No, my one weakness," and splits open.
I drink a bit of the coconut water, and
it tastes like water, but not as good. But you feel very righteous for having drunk coconut water.
yeah.
I shout to the prince. How long we got left?
It is 13 days travel to Kibwe.
Fulton is already like just smoking. Bright red. So you ride on through the desert. So there's about 25 camels in this caravan. There's no other than Borash's wagon, which if anything slows everything down, because the roads are not very well made, so they're not really built for wheeled vehicles. But the rest are just camels with lots and lots of baggage kind of slung over the back of them, and then a few people riding it. So you ride all through the day until the sun finally dips. You see very little. There are sort of terrain features. It's not completely flat, but there is sort of nothing outside of the cities. You remember from talking to people in Quantium when you've asked about the kind of the war with Geb, and a part of the side effect of that is that all of Nex outside of the cities was devastated in the war, to the point that nothing will grow outside of the cities. So it is effectively a whole lot of nothing. If you imagine your kind of American highway through the desert kind of vibe, this is what this journey is going to be like. So I hope you brought some good tunes. But as you after a day of travelling, the sun finally kind of dips over the horizon, and immediately it starts getting very cold. The camels kind of pull up, and Borash announces,
"We will camp here for the night. We must be careful. I hear that the flesh forges have reactivated recently. There are creatures prowling the night.
What are the flesh forges?
Why did you have to ask that, Vel? See, that's the kind
What?
of thing that gets wizards a bad name. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just curious. I just,
Curious about
it
the flesh-
sounds.
No, I'm curious as well, to be fair. It's just, I knew
Oh
it'd be you that
well,
asked
well,
that.
there we go. Let's this wizardist. Thank you.
Just
Enough of that back in the
Don't
market.
you want to get a skull anvil and a spine bellows.
Well, I mean, if there's a portable one, I mean, maybe I'd look at it.
Well done!
What? What? It sounds useful. Who doesn't need flesh? He looks at Jam Jam.
Oh, I could very much do with some more. I feel like I've burned off a couple of layers.
Yes, you look nearly as bad as Fulton.
I mean, he has been hiding on. He has been on my shoulders the whole time. You know, how you were you? Did you jump off my shoulder at any point?
No.
I didn't think that you did.
It's the general chafing of my bottom on your shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have bony shoulders. Sorry.
Ooh, I have this lovely new fresh flesh, but it does not regenerate, unfortunately.
Yeah, I see how that would be a
We
problem.
maybe need to get you. We'll get you a little patch
Do you know
or
what?
something
It's
like
okay.
that
I will
for,
make you a nappy
leather
for
pad.
tomorrow. Okay.
Do you want me
Okay.
to sew you up again?
Oh, thank you. That would be lovely. Go and make us a craft
All
check.
right. Okay. Craft check. It's a 12.
12. It's not a great job. So as the caravan starts to set up camp and everyone kind of lights some fires and starts pitching tents, there's just the Bubba just over his camel just sewing up Jam Jam's behind.
Sewing him up, sewing him up, sewing him up.
Oh, goodness me! It hurts so much. No, not that hole. I need that one. Oh!
Once he's done, Shania comes over, has a look, and goes, "Dear, oh dear," and tries to redo it with using a medicine, which is 22.
A 22, and you finally managed to properly seal up Jam Jam's new skin so that it's tight to his body, rather than just kind
She's
of
just shaking her head the entire time.
Oi, it was tight before. It was only because he was riding on your shoulders they got loose.
Yeah, okay, Felton, it is my responsibility from now on. Can we all agree on that, yeah?
I like you, Shania.
Okay, good. Okay,
Bubba, could you do that to mine? Fulton shows his arse, and it's just red raw from just riding on the camel.
I don't
bare
I
arse.
don't think that's really how my crafting check works, to be honest. I'm not really going to go near your bottom and sew it up, to be honest.
Why don't you have a go? Caragor leans into it. Why don't you have a go? Why don't you have a go, Bob?
Why don't
Come on,
you
you're
have a
friendly,
go,
Claude.
Caragor?
You popped. No, I mean, he came to you. He came to you this time, not to me. So,
I'll tell you what I can.
so-
I'll tell you what I can do, Fulton. Look, here's one of
Hey.
these coconuts, right? I've shredded it up. Rub that into your ass, and that might make it feel a bit better.
All right. He like gingerly turns around, like starts wiping his ass with the coconut.
can Shania
Not
go
that
over
side.
and take a look and take a...
Welcome to the Danger Club podcast, everyone.
Yeah,
Shania,
health tips.
Shania,
The flesh, not the furry side.
She walks over and examines Fulton's ass using the medicine business. It's a 20 this time.
Okay, that ass definitely needs some attention.
Okay, I mean, do I know if there's like a cream or a salve or something that would help it?
I reckon with that score, you have a rummage in your bag, and you reckon you have a soothing balm that.
All right, okay, Fulton, bend over, like this, okay? Don't move. She gets the salve out,
Oh, God.
slaps it on his arse and starts rubbing it about. Really, like really viciously, like Nurse Ratchet style, you know. Like it's her job. She is not enjoying it, you know. There you go. Okay, this will hopefully make you feel better. Okay. All right, we'll check it again in the morning. I don't want it to go septic.
I gouged someone's eyes out with my
Yes,
thumb.
well done.
He's back on the Fulton soundboard.
I was going to say, was the coconut arse a reset for the Fulton soundboard?
A human woman is just coming over to where the sort of group of you are settled. She has a hood pulled up and a cloak pulled around her now because it's getting quite cold now. As soon as the sun's down, it starts getting quite cold, and she approaches and says, she has sort of
There's dark skin and tight hair, kind of in curls at the top, tied back, and she approaches as I was just wondering if you wanted to join us. Oh my goodness! Right. Well,
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
I would.
yeah,
please.
absolutely. I
If it's
was
away
just
from
about
here.
to go and see if there were any other ladies in the camp. Hello.
hello.
What's your name?
My name is Matala. I'm one of the merchants travelling with the caravan. We were just wondering if you wanted to join us at the fire tonight. It's getting quite cold.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
That'd be
Yeah.
And she kind of just is really perplexed, but just sticking to the politeness as she turns and heads back to the fire, where you can see that there are a lot of most of the people from the caravan are now sort of starting to gather around the fire.
But how many people are there?
So there are about 15 people gathered around of all the people that are in this, and there are a few other people that look armed, because it's not all Borash's wares. You know, there are a few different groups in it, and some of them have got their own protection. But you are certainly look like the most capable out of all of them. As you approach, Matala goes back down, and she sits down next to a northern-looking human with blonde hair, dressed in blue robes, and a dwarf with blue hair that is kind of frazzled and sort of sticking out, kind of Albert Einstein style. His beard as well is all kind of like frizzy, and they're all just sort of sat warming themselves by the fire. As you go,
Just before we go over to as the most capable looking in this group, Karagor just barely looks at Fulton and goes, "Put some bloody clothes on, for Gorham's sake."
All right, Mr. Grouchy Pants. he puts a loincloth on.
You, also, apart from decency, Fulton, you're gonna freeze, mate, and you've got sunburn. To get chill on sunburn, come
You're
on.
going to get very ill.
He puts his armour back on.
put on your loincloth and your armour over your bare skin. That's whoa. I tell you what, Fulton's nipples are like bullets underneath that armour.
I'm surprised they've just been grazed away.
Veld would like to go and sit by the fire, just sort of gathers his robes around and gets gin and just sort of starts feeding him, and generally.
What do you mean he gets a gin? It's like,
He gets a gin. Yeah, he gets a gin for his little portable bar on his camel, and travelling in style.
Who are you all? Hello, I'm Fulton.
Shania sits down
I'm
next
Helder.
to him. What's her name? Matala. Is that right?
Matala, yeah.
Matala, right? Okay. Says, hello. So, where are you from? Why are you here?
She says, we work for the trade consortium out of Kibwe. I'm here with my companions. This is Leotus, and she points at the human, and Kunat, and points at the dwarf.
Nice to meet you.
We are traveling we're traveling all the way to Kibwe.
Yeah,
So are we.
as are we.
actually.
Yeah. The same. You are trading in Kibwe? Is this what it is?
Yes, the trade consortium works in Kibwe. It deals with a lot of the goods coming in and out. Kibwe is one of the biggest trading hubs in the eastern Mwangi. It is the route through which all goods from this side of the mountains pass into the Mwangi expanse. So there is a lot for sale there. There's a saying: if you cannot find something in Kibwe, then it does not wish to be found.
Oh, yeah. But I look forward to getting there. Is that where you live as well? You live and work there, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a beautiful city.
Oh, I very much look forward to it. So tell me, is the Prince Borch? Is he one of yours?
She smiles. The dwarf and the human just kind of chuckle to each other. She says, "No, he's Borash runs merchant caravans up and down Nex. He is
It takes a little getting used to, but it's one of the most reliable ways to travel in a group through here. It can be dangerous to travel alone through the wastelands of Nex, especially these days.
I can understand this. Yes, I had some reservations about him. Is he really a prince?
As much as anybody is a prince out here. Outside of the cities of Nex, there is not a great deal of law. If one wants to claim to be a prince, then one might as well be a prince if you can back it up.
Caragor runs to put his hands over Fulton's ears.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
You were mentioning we got told of the flesh foundries. Have things been getting more dangerous recently then?
Unfortunately, yes. The flesh forges are.
Yes.
Well, they're very. She turns and says something.
Yes, Velda's leaning in. More.
She turns and says something in a language you don't understand to the dwarf, who replies back in common, and says, "Golem works." And she says, "They're like golem works." She says, "It's not a word that we use very much. I know it is more of a northern sort of expression. They were built by Nex a long, long time ago to create weapons of war, living weapons of war for his war with Geb, and have been dormant largely since then for thousands of years. But for whatever reason, in the last decade or so, some of them have begun awakening and spilling their creations into the wasteland, but with no one to watch over them or to govern them. The creations come out in all manner of things.
So who is making these? I mean, do you suspect anyone?
She sort of struggles and she thinks for a moment. The dwarf says, "We don't know. Nobody knows. They come alive all by themselves."
Really? I mean, that seems wild. But maybe, well, I mean, would you maybe suspect the Whispering Tyrant?
The human sort of scoffs and says, "No. Is old magic, bad magic. Not no Whispering Tyrant here."
Caragor says, he sort of goes, because as far as I'm aware, unless they're undead golems, then they wouldn't necessarily be tied to the Whispering Tyrant, who, by all accounts, is some kind of Lich Lord. And then Caragor also thinks back to an old friend and goes, "The golems were every single golem created in the same way? Are they all tied to a central sort of thing? Because we got a friend who bought a golem a long time ago. Are they not? They're not all this. I don't really understand how golem magic works."
The human goes, "All golems bad news, all bad magic. Most magic, bad magic. You know wizard? Wizard go bad. Bad."
See? Velda.
Shooting a look at the dwarf, Velda sort of scratches his chin, and I'd like to do an Arcana check to see about what kind of magic it would be if it had been an autonomous thing, or if this is something he's set up before. With 32.
32, yes. Okay, yeah, you know that. So golems are created through. They're all created through magical means. They're all created by kind of infusing a kind of, I don't want to say a mockery, but kind of a version of life into an inanimate object. And depending on the object, there can be different things. There are such thing as flesh golems. This sounds different. The flesh, the idea that they're kind of, the idea that it could become active without somebody actually doing it seems quite strange. These would just spontaneously reactivate. But yeah.
Caragor leans over to Velda and goes, "Yeah, I don't reckon the one that Travis bought a while ago for the carnival security. That's not. Do you know?
Oh no. Well, remember that that was in Caermarga, and they were controlled for a set purpose. You see, as long as a golem has a creator who instills it with a sense of purpose or morality or whatever its function is, there shouldn't be a problem. But these are concerning because, of course, Nex produced these to wage war on his rival, and well, that's the last thing they'll have ever been programmed with. I suppose. I don't know. I say programmed. Strange, but
that'd be great if all they would do was to program to destroy undead. That'd be very useful, actually, wouldn't it?
Well, I know, but I think they'll just. It sounds like they're just reverting to destroying anything.
All right.
The dwarf says, maybe old Nex is waking up. The human kind of eyes him sideways and just bats him on the arm and says, don't say such things. Don't speak of bad, evil wizards. You wake them up. She nods and goes, well, Matala sort of shrugs and says, well, whatever's out there, I'm glad that all of you are here at least. Perhaps we have a good chance of getting through this.
Yeah, we should set watches. I would be happy to take the first watch.
Do you want to do it together, or do you want to do it like by yourself?
I mean, we could do together if you want. We can like buddy up. I mean, maybe we should spend some time together and develop our characters together. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it might be good, for character development.
Yeah.
And just to check in and see what we're doing.
Yeah, good. Okay. Let's do that then together, me and you. Fun time.
Let's take the first watch.
I'm happy taking one of my own.
And as you stand up and get ready to make your watches, just somewhere out in the desert night, you hear just sort of a low, deep animal call somewhere in there, and everyone just kind of goes quiet for a moment and just listens out, but it doesn't come back. And everyone kind of just pulls their cloaks a little tighter around themselves as you go about setting your watches for the first night in the deserts of Nex. And that is where we leave it for tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes.
In the desert.
In the desert.
This week's episode was made possible by our Patreons and especially our Dangerling of the Week, Stu Jackson. To get your name on the show, go to patreon.com/Danger Club Podcast. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Stu. Thanks, Stu.